Welcome back to the channel. George again with Mountain Man Common Sense. It's been raining cats and dogs here all day today, and I'm just piddling one thing to another. Been watching some YouTube videos about like get home bags, the fallout bags and stuff like that. Well, I keep a get home bag in my truck. I have removed 2 articles from it because I know YouTube doesn't like those things. But they're personal, we'll call them personal protection weapons or whatever. I won't be showing them, but I do keep a carbine and a concealed carry with me with my bag. And I'm going to go through my bag. It's not a big bag, it's kind of a small bag. It's not real heavy. It weighs about 10, 15 pounds. I've seen a lot of these videos where these people's bags are 35, 40, 45 pounds. Well, I'll be honest with you. You put 45 pounds on me, I ain't going to make it fur. I'm a good sized boy and I try to exercise what I can. I don't sit in the house all day. This is the first time I've been in the house and I couldn't tell you when all day. I guess back in the winter. But, when you add that extra weight to you, it'll take the steam out of you in a hurry, especially if you're going uphill or it's hot. Okay, I'm going to get into the bag, show you what I have, and we will examine the stuff, and I'll explain to you why I have it and what the use of it is. Okay, right here in the front zipper pocket, I have just a headlamp. It's rechargeable. I can charge it out of my truck before I have to take into walking. It's just a rechargeable headlamp. It's got 3 settings on it: low, bright, flash, and of course off. But it was, I don't know, a couple dollars. I don't know, it wasn't much. Okay, that might sound silly, but I got a bar of soap. I want to be able to wash my hands if I am going to eat or something like that, or if I have to go to the bathroom or whatever. I want to wash my hands, and this bar of soap weighs an ounce. So I'm going to put a bar of soap in. I got in a baggie so it don't get wet. Oh, I dropped it. I have a multi-tool here. I don't know the name of it, but it's just a good little multi-tool. It's got knives, can openers, the standard stuff, the screwdrivers and stuff. It's got a little blade on it. It's got a little saw. I wouldn't put much stock in that saw. Couple more little screwdrivers and stuff. But if you needed it, it would be there, and it's kind of handy, and it's not real heavy. It seems to be made pretty good. It's kind of heavy and built pretty good. So I put it in there just in case you would need it. Okay, on the second pocket back, I have, I love sardines and I love hot stuff, and I know a lot of people don't. But I keep hot sardines, the sardines and the hot sauce in my bag because I know if I bump into somebody, they probably won't like them. But I do. It's good for me. I like to eat them and everything. So I have 4 cans. They weigh, what is it, 3.5 ounces a can. So it ain't that much, but there's a lot of good nutrition in that. Okay, I also have 2 of the 10-ounce chicken bags. These little packs of chicken. And, if you put if you don't want sardines, you can eat the chicken, or you may have somebody with you that won't eat sardines. So I keep the chicken in there. I've got a couple packs of hot hands. If it's cold, it kind of give you something to stick in your hands or your shirt or something to keep you warm. They're not heavy, but I figured they'd be worth carrying. I've got a little bit of cordage. I know everybody else likes paracord and stuff like that. This is a get home bag. I'm not going to be out for a month or 6 months. This is just to get me home. This is just in case I need it. It'll last a day or two, and I don't see that I would be, any further than a day or two away from my house to get home. But here's a little bit of cordage. Okay, I carry 2 of these life straws. You can get them at Walmart. You can get them off of eBay, different places. They're not really expensive. But I do have 2 life straws, and I figure if I have to drink out of a mud hole or a stream or something, this will filter it. On the side, I do have a canteen, if I can get it loose. A little just standard canteen. And, if I had to, I can get water in this and then manage to drink it through these straws because they will fit down in it. But I keep this on my side just in case I have to, take water or boil it somewhere else. I have a little rechargeable light here. It's just a little flashlight. And it's got a charging little cord with it and stuff too. But I think you might ought to keep a flashlight. But if I was trying to get home and didn't want everybody to know where I was at or what I was doing, if it was a bad situation where you had to get home, I tried to be where I was going to be before dark and have everything set up to where I know that I was safe and secure in my location. And, maybe give yourself an hour to get you, a shelter set up and, be hid. Okay. In the main bag, I have 2 pair of good thick socks because you got to protect your feet, people. If your feet get bad, you can't walk. If your feet get sweaty and hot, you'll need some socks to change into. They're not that heavy. I've got them in a Ziploc baggie, and that way they stay dry. I've got several of these little water bottles, just get you started out till you can find water. But I've got 4 of them in there. And that'll hold you till you can get to water. I know I'm a country boy, but I'm carrying some toilet paper. Not only is it good if you have to go to the bathroom, if you have to start a fire or something like that, it's a good tender. You just mash that roll flat, stick it in a Ziploc bag. It weighs 2 ounces maybe. And to me, that's 2 ounces well worth carrying. Okay. I got salt and pepper in case I do have to, harvest something to eat, or if I find some plants or something I want to cook up. I've got some salt and pepper to put in it. I put them in a Ziploc bag so they'll stay dry and clean. Right here is a little survival kit. Part of it a boy gave me, and my nephew gave me, and part of it I added to it. But it could come in handy. I don't put a lot of trust in just trying to carry one of these little kits because there's not enough stuff in it for nothing. I have a knife sharpener in case you have to sharpen your knife. These are cheap, but they do the job. They're like $1 or $2. I would recommend putting one in there in case you do have to sharpen your knife. I got a ferro rod with the steel that you can start a fire with. I do recommend you try this a couple times out in the yard because it's not that easy. It does take a little bit of practice, but you can get a fire started and it will do the job. I found this little trick in here, and I didn't know what it was at first, but you put this on these little bottles and it helps carry your bottle of water. This don't fit these, but I reckon on some of the bigger bottles it will, like a Pepsi bottle or something. I would, try to find one that would fit. Now these little saws right here, I don't know, they cut, but there's sure nothing to write home about. I wouldn't go into nothing bigger than, maybe an inch or 2 with it, or you're going to be sitting there give out. Just got 2 little key rings, but it's one of them little wire saws. I put it in there just in case something did happen, I needed it. This is a little fork and a spoon and it's got a knife in it in case you want to, cut something up to eat, or if you have to get you food out of these packs. It's got a whistle, which I don't see I'd ever use, but you never know. You might fall off a bank and have to do it. But if I'm trying to get home, I'm going to try to get home quietly and try to not be seen as much as possible. Okay, I got a little compass. In case you do get lost or something, you can find your direction home. It's not an expensive one. It's just a cheap compass, but it does work and it works good. And I recommend you have one and a map of your general area. Now, I'm not one that's going to try to cross a mountain or, some kind of hero stuff. I'm going to stick to the road the way I know to get home and, be making tracks. But, there is people out there that hit topography and go, but it's not me. I'm not able to do it. And I'm just not. I walk the road and, hope for the best. I've got two of these little emergency blankets in here that help keep your body heat in. I throw them in there just in case I needed them. They would work if it was raining or something too. I have this little card that come with it, which is about the silliest thing. I just don't see where I'd use it, but it's in there. It does have a little knife on the side, a little saw, some tools and stuff, but I don't know, to what quality or what use it would be used for other than a knife or a little saw. But that's the little kit. And then I have my fire starter kit. I guess that flint thing should be in there, but I keep it in the other. I have 3 lighters. I have another type of ferrying rod or whatever you call it, where you can rake this stuff off and start fires. I put a few Band-Aids in there just because I didn't have a first aid kit at the time I put this together. But I do have a first aid kit now. This is cotton balls with petroleum jelly or Vaseline on them to help start a fire. I have a little bit of money, not a lot. If you did have to stop and try to buy something, when something first happens or whatever, you might be able to, buy some water, buy some food or something like that. But, you want to have you just a little bit of cash on hand. I'm not going to try to stop and trade if I can keep from it. If I can get home without it, I would try to do that. But that's the little fire starter kit I have. I got this at Walmart. It was on clearance, and it's just a one-person travel hammock. You can use it as a shelter if you put it upright. It don't weigh a lot. It's compact. It's got cordage in it and stuff like that. If it's a pretty night, you might want to string it up in a tree, kind of low on the ground, but to get you up off the ground. And it's just light. It's easy. You could do a rain poncho. I'm thinking about going and hunting me a thicker rain poncho with the silver stuff on the inside to help reflect the body heat. You could just sit down with it and let it, cover your body and make like a personal tent and just sit down. But I'm going to try to find one that's in a green or a black color. Okay. I have a first aid kit. I ordered this and I added a few things to it, but just in case, you need them. But it's basically the same Band-Aids. It's got antibiotics, a few things like that. I have this. It actually goes to a trail camera, but I use it like a belt because you can draw it down and it holds real tight to help carry stuff on my waist, because like a knife or whatever, I might want to put it on my waist or even my concealed carry. But this here works real well for that. I put anti-diarrhea pills in here. If you ever get sick with diarrhea and you're out in the sun and you're trying to walk, you cannot drink enough water to hydrate yourself. So I put these in there to help with that. I have Tylenol. Here's another little flashlight because I'm telling you, you can't have enough flashlights and stuff if you get stuck out in the dark. But you know, if one goes dead, you got another one to back it up, and another one to back it up. And there's, I put some Midol in here. It's good for headaches. It ain't just good for women. It actually gives you a little boost of energy because it has caffeine and stuff in it. So if you got a headache or whatever and you're starting to feel bad, these work. I do have a few Tylenol in here. Uh, I have a thermometer. I have gauze. I have tape and stuff like that in here. There's a ton of bandages. I have alcohol wipes. I've got disinfectant wipes. I have soap wipes. There's Q-tips. There's scissors. There's a tourniquet and things like that in here. It's a pretty good little first aid kit. I do have some of my personal medicine I have to take every day. I keep an inhaler in there because I do have bad lungs, and if I get too hot, I smother. So I keep, extra inhaler and stuff in this so that I have it if I need it. That's my first aid kit. We're about done. Don't give up hope yet, but we're about done. But I try to keep it as light and as simple as possible and make a use for everything. Okay, I've got a little saw in case you want to, if you do get to where you can have a fire or something like that. You got this little saw. It weighs 2 ounces or something. They actually cut amazingly well. And you can, cut your wood up and stuff. If you want to have a fire, if you have to boil water or something, you have it and you'd be able to use it. It really weighs nothing, and they make that stuff a lot quicker and a lot easier. And it's sure 100 times better than this thing. Okay, then I have a full tang carry knife. It's razor sharp. It's a real good knife, and I would have it on my hip in case I needed it. You never know. People may go to act a fool, but we don't want to have that situation. But if you do, you may have to. But if you have to, if you happen to get an animal or something, you got a way to skin it and stuff like that. I think there's one more piece in here. Yep, this is a little neck knife. It makes it quick and easy to grab. It's a good little knife for skinning. It's sharp, and it makes little skinning smaller animals a little easier. And like cutting up stuff, and you just lay it around your neck, and that way it's accessible. I won't try to put it on because I got a big old head, but that's basically the kit I have. I usually keep nab crackers, and I'm gonna put some beef jerky in here, but the nab crackers is about a year old. I'm getting rid of them. I'm gonna give them to the pigs. I'm gonna get some jerky and put in here, and I'm gonna put some more nab crackers back in here, so you have a little more food to go by. So you may not have to hunt something to eat. But this is my kit. It weighs about 16 to 18 pounds. It's not heavy. I think it has your basics covered because you got food, water, shelter, and protection. You are to be able to get home. I don't want to have to stop to hunt. I don't want to have to stop to fish. I don't have nothing like that in here. And if you're stopping to fish and hunt and stuff, you're delaying the time it takes you to get home. And the goal is to get home. Okay, I'm not a professional prepper, nothing like that. I just seen the videos, and I've had this for, a long time. And I wanted just to get on here, show you what I have. And, besides the personal protection like we was talking about, I pretty much covered it. I will put jerky and the nab crackers back in here. Uh, I hope it helps. Think about your personal physical condition. If you're a athlete, you're 20-year-old and you can run 4 mile, 5 mile, carrying 50 pounds, hey, add that extra weight if you can. But if you're like me, I'm an older person. I'm not a senior citizen yet, but I'm getting there. I'm overweight. I'm not in the best physical condition. I have problems with my back and my lungs. So, I know I have to keep my load light. I also carry a walking stick in my truck. I have an old hoe handle that I broke, and you'd be surprised. A walking stick helps you a lot in aiding you to walk. And if, let's say, somebody's dog comes at you and you don't want to have to, use deadly force, you might be able to keep it back with that stick, just poking it, gouging at it, and, things like that, and keep it off of you for a little bit. But that's what I carry for my get home bag. I don't have a what we call a bug out bag, because where I live, I'm bugged out as far as you bug out. If I was going to have to go summers, I would grab this bag, go to the woods, because I know for 2 or 3 days I'm covered with this bag. I keep stuff at another location to, if I did have to go to another location, it gets so hot here that I can't stay, I do have stuff in another location. I also have a little pot that's in the sink being washed that goes in this. It's got a little old metal pot with a rubber handle, or not rubber, plastic handle. It was cheap, and it's just something to boil water with. It weighs a couple ounces, but I tie it on the back of my pack. And if you need something to drink out of, you could drink out of it. Or if you found something to cook, you could boil meat or whatever. But it's in the sink. That's why it's not in the bag right now. But this is basically what I carry. In the winter, I throw another bag in the truck that's got my camo. It's got insulates. I put my big heavy boots in there and stuff like that, which that will be brought out of the bag and put on me. And then I will put this pack on my back and start towards the house. But the other bag is just to keep my insulated stuff together. But I take it out during the summer because you shouldn't need it. It wouldn't hurt to keep like a small blanket or something like that in it too, that you could add to this bag, in case you got real cold, you could have a way to warm yourself up. But I'm George again. I just tried to give everything to a common sense perspective. I just thought this was a good pack. It's not heavy. I can put it on my back. I'd like to have a better backpack, maybe something with like a metal thing in it that comes around my waist and helps hold it, because it'd make it a little easier to carry. I have my regular everyday carry stuff, which is a pocket knife, keys, and a few things like that adds to the kit. I usually wear a belt, so if I didn't have my belt, though, I have this, and that's why it's in there, because they sometimes, you might be out just making a quick trip, you own a pair of shorts and a t-shirt, you ain't got no way to put that other stuff on you, and you would need it, so I added that. But I appreciate your time. I hope I didn't hold you up too long, but this is basically what I carry in my truck. If I had to get home, I could get home. If you see something that, this here, I may take out. I just don't see it where it'd be that much use. But, if you see something that you think would be handier that maybe I ought to put in here, drop a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This isn't my normal video stuff, but I will be touching on stuff like this as we go. Like I said, I'm not a professional prepper or nothing like that, but, everybody ought to have a bag that helps you get home and gives you a little something to eat and stuff, in case, with the times we're in right now, with all the wars and stuff starting up, you never know what could happen. And it's always better to be prepared to have it and not need it, and to need it and not have it, as the old people used to say. Well, I appreciate your time. Y'all have a great day. Be good to each other. Have a blessed day. And we'll see you on the next video.